I think I've set pretty high expectations for what the fans should expect. So we're not just looking to make progress, we're looking to win. And you say 2 days after the World Series, hopefully we will be having a parade in New York City.
Everybody says, oh, he's a different GM, used to be an agent. What's different is you talk a lot of smack. You just tell people what you feel. I love that. I love that about you. You love your team. And I want to ask you about your rotation. When you inherit a club like this, obviously pitching is a foundation for any team. Tell me about your rotation, how you like it.
Well, when I took the job, we set out to build, not rebuild. And the reason why we felt so confident in doing that is because we have a pitching staff that, in many respects, is the envy of everybody in baseball. So when you can rattle out Jacob deGrom and Noah Syndergaard and Zach Wheeler and Steven Matz and Jason Vargas, I mean, Vargas is our five-hole, and this guy has made close to $100 million in his career, made an all-star game in 2017. So I think we feel really good about what we can do every fifth day, and then we've got some depth behind it that we know we can cover any adversity.
I'm sure it's been a learning process, Brodie, along the way. What surprised you most so far?
Well, I think the level of detail for which I now have to pay attention to the games is very different. Before as an agent, you're sort of looking at the back of the baseball card to see at the end of the day stats in terms of how you can monetize that. Now we're looking at every single pitch. Ground balls that turn into base hits or fly balls that find grass. Now I'm really paying attention to the little intricacies of the game that are going to define wins and losses.
Well, one of the things that defined you was the big trade this winter. Robinson Cano, you get Diaz. That was kind of a defining moment with one of the big moves you've made. Talk about the genesis of that, how that came about, and how long ago were you thinking about this?
Well, I think the idea that we were going to build, not rebuild, was predicated on the assumption that we could accomplish some pretty specific agenda items. We had to get better in the bullpen. We needed to create run production from the middle of our lineup. We needed to create depth and versatility, and we needed to get some balance to our lineup. So being able to get the 24-year-old closer with guy coming off 57 saves last year, that was a key acquisition. We compared that opportunity with all the other free agent relievers that were out there, and so we were able to get Edwin Diaz and Robinson Cano, a bona fide number 3-hole hitter in the same deal. It sort of kicked off everything we did this offseason.
Last year, 1 through 4 in the rotation had 25-plus starts. If that, Brodie, happens again, north of 77 wins? What do you think?
Very, very well north of 77 wins, yes. If we accomplish that, I think we can accomplish a lot more than 77 wins no matter what happens, but if that happens, I think we win the division.
It's good stuff, man. I'm excited about this team. Last thing I'll ask you about is your young guys. Because one of the things as a general manager is figuring out how am I going to mix young with the old and get those guys at bats. You've got some great battles here in camp. So how are the young guys fitting in, and what's your vision for them moving forward?
Well, I think we've got young guys that are now becoming veterans. Brandon Nimmo, Michael Conforto are homegrown players that now are entering the primes of their career. You layer that with Jeff McNeil coming off the season he had last year, and then with some of the young kids that are competing for jobs. Pete Alonso, Dom Smith has had an incredible camp. People forget he's only 23, 24 years old. And then J.D. Davis, who we acquired from the Astros, is a real power hitting threat that destroys left-handed pitching, has some defensive versatility. I think those are the three guys that we would expect to sort of take the next step with Jeff McNeil, and then we're going to go have the blend of the new and the old.
Here we go. Describe Mets fans in one word.
Passionate.
I knew it was. I knew it was going there.
Okay, well that's good.
It's a great passionate too.
It's real. It is real. I mean, I think I've said this many times that the worst part about fans, that from a GM's perspective or from a team's perspective, is that they're apathetic. And we do not have apathetic fans. They're engaged. They have opinions. They have real excitement about what our season can be, and they're going to hold me accountable for it, which I'm all in favor of.
You're in.
That's right.
Well, good luck. Thanks so much for taking the time.